Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Psychic Medium, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. So welcome everyone. So let's get into this energy that is surrounding me at this time. Right, so I haven't even looked at the date. 531. Let's see. I'm still feeling this red and green energy. Okay, so there could be a heart healing going on here. Root chakra work I'm hearing. Definitely like an activation. Some of you could be getting activated. Two of Swords energy coming out right away. Some of you may have a hard decision coming up. Okay, this King of Wands is coming out. This has to do with love here. Ace of Cups, Five of Wands. There's competition for love for you. There's something to do with an ending here, right? Keep moving my camera around. Five of Cups, Five of Wands. Same. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me line this up or it's going to aggravate me. Because then I look over here and then I have the camera over here. Alright. See. There's been some sort of like fighting, competing energy. Confirmation. And then there's this energy. She's looking back to the past. You could be looking back at like how far you came, right? This Four of Swords energy, I feel like you're healing at this time, but it's like you're looking back at like how far you came, everything you've went through. You know, it's kind of like, you know, like before you say goodbye to something, before you close something out, like you kind of take it in so you can fully release it. I know that's what I do anyway. It's kind of like, so you don't have to like think about all of this after. You can just release it, let it go. That's what I feel like somebody's doing here. Ah, yeah. Look at the little white cat too. You could have a white familiar. She is so beautiful. Look at that. She's like a goddess. I'm getting this very beautiful energy. Maybe you're finally able to rest, relax. You know, having the white cat laying next to her, like, it feels very safe and secure. Like, I remember when I first got my cat, like, she wouldn't let any of us pick her up or hold her or anything like that. Like, she has her own little bed that she sleeps in. It's so cute. And she even sleeps, like, in here, away, like, as far away from everybody, back there. I've just recently moved her bed, like, by my desk. Like, I'm like, it's okay, right? And today was the first day she's actually sleeping under the desk, right? But what I'm getting at is that, like, she would come curl up next to me when I'd be sleeping. I'd wake up and I'd find her next to me. And then it went from laying next to me to laying on me. Now every morning I wake up and she's sleeping on top of me. So it's something like something's taking time. I feel something's been changing with you energetically. Alright? Something, and they're showing me the Lovers here. You know, because things can be picked up, like trauma can be felt. I'm getting a strong energy of somebody that had a lot of trauma, and it's taken a while to heal that trauma. Hopefully I do better. I really feel I was very scattered last night with the reading. And I kind of still feel, so it's this energy, this scattered energy. I know that things are very much trying to block me, right? So there's definitely an ending here, a new beginning. There's some sort of offering, somebody could be trying to offer you something to try to stop this ending that I feel, where somebody's just, they're done, right? The World, yeah, they don't want this to be over. This World card flew out like this. My hand hit it, and it went upside down. So what I'm getting here is that something is like, I heard destined to close out. But if you try to interfere with it closing out, it's not going to. You're going to repeat a cycle. You really need to not interfere in something. It's like you'll know that divine is causing some sort of movement. I feel there's help here. See, fairness is trying to come in. It's just things can divert so quickly. I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed again. Like, I keep feeling like I want to restart this reading. But then when I feel that, I'm like, no, don't. Because it's often the enemy that wants you to restart it, not me. Because a lot of times, I just go with it. Like, I love seeing bloopers and mess-ups and things like that. Like, some people, like, when a crash or something falls or messes up your recordings or whatever, there's I'm sure a lot of readers that are like, can't use that now. I mean, there's been times I've had lights go off, my camera fall, and there's been many times where I'm like, nope, I'm just gotta restart it now, right? But there'll be times that I'm watching readings where these mishaps happen to people, and it is so entertaining and fun that I'm like, why, I just should have uploaded that stuff. Some of the crazy stuff that's happened. It's just crazy. All of the attacks and the things that come at you to try to block and stop you. Like, you should really roll with that a lot more. It's a lot more fun, Like, some of the funniest videos, like, they're not the ones that are planned out. I mean, especially me being energy real, like, I can tell which ones are real, which are not, right? Like, one of the funniest videos, literally, that I just watched, that I shared it on my Facebook if you guys want to see it. I sat watching this reel over and over again, just laughing, and it was just so funny because those things have literally happened. I don't know what this camera was, but it was one where I feel like I need to get one. I need to get a camera and just let it stream, right? And then when these crazy things happen, take those clips and upload them because you would see the crazy stuff that happens. Like, literally, I've had things like my oven has exploded. Just the glass door, just, you know what I mean? And millions of pieces of glass everywhere. And nobody was in the kitchen. Nobody had even used the stove, the oven in a long time. It was just like, just crazy things, right? And then the glass was jumping around for like 10, 15 minutes afterwards because it was instilled with like just so much, like, it's just crazy. There was a haunted house I was in. I've got so many, I could do like probably like so many videos just on this house particular and all the things that happened. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it triggered my my awakening, right? So I totally see why I was there. But anyway. So, all right, where's it getting back to? But the video, it is so funny. I think I did like a week ago where someone's just sitting there watching TV and you see he's got a cat and a dog, right? And you see this cat, like go behind the couch and it's playing around with something and there's a coat on the wall and the coat just falls on top of the cat. Right? And the man's sitting with his dog on the couch and all of a sudden the cat, freaks out. Cats freak out when things happen that are unexpected. They're so on edge. This cat flew out of the jacket so fast. Like, it went airborne. It completely went over the man, the dog, the couch. It flew across the room. And, you know, when cats are scared, they go the distance. When a cat is scared, it can jump higher than a fence. You know what I mean? Like a 8-foot fence, like up and over it. Like that's what happened. But it jumped like 10, 12 feet, like crazy heights, right? So if anything, like that grabs your attention, first of all, you're just like, what the hell, right? But then when the cat landed, it crashed into something, like a shelf or something. So when it hit the shelf, then you just hear all this stuff fly, pieces go everywhere. You know, so the man and the dog just jump up and they look behind them because that's where the cat was flying from. And they're like, what the F? You just, like, what the F just happened? You know, because you look and you don't see anything. You don't realize that it all happened just because the jacket on the cat. But even the dog's just like, out, like there was no noise, nothing. But they must see sitting there, this cat just fly over them, crash, all this stuff. Like, oh my gosh. If you want to see it, it's on my Facebook. One of the funniest reels I've seen. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it hit me. It did hit me to down moment. Like, it's funny, those reels will come across sometimes when, like, I'm just down and out thinking about things. But, oh my gosh. It was so, I could not stop laughing for, like, 10 minutes. I'm not even playing. It was so cute. And I love animals, right? And I've had many of those experiences, right? With my animals has brought back so much stuff. Like, I've just been calm or whatever, and all of a sudden just something will happen. Like, pets are so fun. There's a big emphasis here on cats too. I've been connecting a lot with cats lately, right? I know the Lyrans are really calling me to connecting a lot. I feel a lot with them when there's a big presence around felines. Just like anywhere I go to, there's always cats everywhere. Like, it's funny too, like I told my daughter, like, you can't go anywhere without black cats and crows and all of that stuff coming around here, because I'm trying to tell her, like, you very much are a witch. You don't realize it, but you are, right? And yeah, everywhere I go, there's always black cats. Every single time there'll be cats that come around me. All right, so it's just so funny too. They'll just pop up in the windows. It's like they come out of the woodwork. Right. Anyway, it's so cute. Maybe you're being called to get a familiar too, to get a cat. But there's some sort of healing that's coming out here. It's funny that I was talking about the pets, right, and the connections, right? Or maybe there's something like you're gonna be getting scared like awake. Like, there's gonna be something, because I'm getting like a trigger. It's interesting I brought about, like, when I was so scared, like when my husband said, like, I ain't gonna play, like we'd already had a lot of haunted things that had happened, just screaming in the walls. Also, like, I'd had sleep paralysis there, where I'd woken up. I'd never been where I've woken up, you know, not being able to move, fully aware, awake, that having to get the demonic attachments off me, right, by calling in my divine team, right, praying and feeling that entity or whatever. I'm not going to turn this into a paranormal one, but I'm just saying, like, so anyway, I had all that stuff happen before. So when the oven exploded, it was so scary. I ran out the house, got my kids, we ran out the house, and we're literally in the front yard for like 10 minutes while I was just trying to figure out what to do. It's bringing this back too, because my son just called me. He's coming back today. He's been staying with a friend, and he called me back last night. They had an incident where there was an explosion in the kitchen, right? And and it just brought me back, where it's just these mishaps always happen, right? Because my children don't realize that the energy that they carry, right? That these things happen, right? And especially dark forces monitoring and all sorts of stuff. And they're trying to impose fear and trying to keep that going, right? Because we're always under attack, right? Just like, if you guys are in alignment with my channel, if you found this channel, you're definitely, divine guided you to me, if you're not one of my enemies, because they heavily watch my platform and my channel. They're always messing with my counts, my views, my things. Like, I watch them fluctuate, especially like when I'm uploading online, and I'll see things, and then I unplug from the internet, right? And then I'll go back in my phone and I'll look, and then it'll be like, oh, your video only has like, I'm like, yeah, look at all the ones that were there before you changed it, you know, because it'll say, That's what I mean, like, so maybe it's a message for some of you, like, you need to know the ones, you definitely, the ones that break out of the matrix, it's like we're up on a screen. They're watching us the whole time. They're constantly tapping in. I see the malfunctions and the things like that happen all the time because then they're tapping in, then it messes with all the connections that I've got connected to my, I just get so aggravated. Sometimes I'm like, get the hell off my phone. Like, it's funny to all of the, oh my gosh, like the people that they'll send in, the watchers, I call them, the monitoring spirits, like so much stuff, like, but you got to just get used to like just going with it, right? It's just literally just like the movies, like when they're spying and they plant people, like it's just crazy how much they heavily monitor, because it's like for one thing, it's like they want to harness your power, they want to know what you're doing, they want to know the secrets that you know, they want to know what you're doing, like they're trying to find out how I get this divine intelligence, right? You know, like I don't know why they think that they can duplicate it, like you can't too, especially for those of you that are so heavily protected. They can't stop you. Like, yeah, they can control my outlet, whatever, but they don't realize that I'm still connecting with my divine team, right? That it doesn't matter if you block the videos or not, right? It's just to help awaken more of you. So if you come in alignment with this, it's going to teach you something. It's going to, whatever randomness I talk about, whether I'm just entertainment for you to raise your vibration or to guide you somewhere or to deliver a message, you never know, right? But it's about awakening you to, like, having fun, being in the now, not worried about the damn past that's already done. I've never understood that either. Why people worry about the past so much, and they'll bring up stuff as I'm just literally like, it's done. Like, why are you going to talk about something that happened? Like, why are you going to let that influence you, like, right now? Like, literally, all that matters is right now. Future doesn't matter because literally, like, you know, tomorrow's never promised. Things like that. Like, you don't know how things are going to be. What, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to turn this dark or anything. It's just like, I mean, it's great to have like plan, but if you have like, everybody can see how quickly things can change. Something I've realized too is it's like having a product. Like, have you ever had something and it's like you don't want to mess it up and you don't want to use it, right? Or you're so careful with it, you're fully not using it, and then you like give it away, or it breaks, or you lose it, or you sell it, and you're just like, gosh, I really wish I would have took advantage of it while I had it. It's one of those things, like, things are meant to get used and played with. And it's like, if you want to collect them, like, I get it, right? Like, but like, still, it's like if you get a toy and it's a collector, it does something for you, but you really want to open it and play with it, do that. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it's all the value that, like, you put behind it, right? And it's like, these things, like, hold energy. They trap energy. Like, if something doesn't do something for you, you're trapping the energy, right? So, I don't know. This is what I'm talking about, these things. And about things being hidden, things being revealed, exposed. I don't know. Yeah, 7 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Wow. Alright, so the 7 of Swords just keeps coming out. But to me, I'm more feeling it as fear. For some of you, you know, like, you're realizing that you're coming out of this fear. You're choosing a new path. You're choosing to not be in fear anymore. And there's a new beginning for you, a new abundant beginning that maybe it's been there for a while, but you haven't chosen it because of fear. And letting go of fear allows you to fully choose that. So maybe this is me triggering for you. Like, amazing things happen in the darkness. Like, I'm gonna tell you what, like, this house that I was at was so haunted. Like, I literally went where I had days where I didn't sleep because every time, or I wouldn't shut off the lights because you could literally hear the talking. You could hear high heels walking around, stomping, banging, like crazy stuff, right? And it was just like trying to stop us. But anyways, like, this house, like, it awakened me so much, right? And triggered me down my pathway. Like, if I wouldn't have experienced that, like, I don't know. It would take me a lot longer to wake up, right? And as much as like I wanted to get out of that house, like, it's funny. It's like I want to go back now that I'm not in fear, right? Like, I was still in fear when I left because stuff was still happening. And, like, we didn't know where we were going or whatever. So then it was like I had packed up the house and everything in boxes, right? And I was still going by the house because we had the power turned off and all of that, I remember. So I had my kids at the hotel, right? And I think that's why we had to leave it early. Something to do with the power. Right, but anyway, so, like, I was going by the house and during the day by myself, and I remember just running in, just so scared, just to do the last few, packing up, assessing stuff, and then I'd run out because of all the stuff, like, so I was still scared upon leaving there, but it's crazy that this path or whatever, like, I want to go back there now. Maybe that's why there's something with the past. You know, like I say, like, why do people think about the past? If it's something that, like, injures you or it's a trauma, you know, like, I don't see why people replay out a trauma, right? It's just like, if I was to sit there and think about how scared I was at that house, like, why would I be letting that affect me now? I'm not at that house, you know? Like, I would love to go back to that house now that I've been through these experiences or whatever, and find out more and investigate it, right? Maybe, obviously, now I see me being a medium, right? That it's what triggered that. Like, I used to get scared when I would hear everything, but it's like now knowing that I can work and help, right? So maybe that's why you're looking back at the past, right? Maybe there's some things that you want to go back to that you want to close up, right? But not in a way where it's going to, like, hold you back. Like, those embarrassing moments, those moments where maybe you, like, I don't go back and play out, like, past fights and arguments. And I don't think about things that are going to stress me out. Like, I don't think about, like, how past people hurt me. I just forgive them and move on, right? So I don't play out any of the trauma. Like, I don't go back to when I was a childhood and think about how I was abused and, you know what I mean? Like, I don't play out all of that. Right? But I may think about the happy moments, right? The vacations. Like, I've been thinking a lot about the vacations and the places, you know, that I was drawn to, and picking up some of my loot that was stashed, right? Because especially as starseeds, we go, like, here's something that I recovered when I was on a trip. This crystal, right? I picked it up as maybe 8 or 9, but I know that this was mine. It's not going to make sense to all of you, but I know that this was mine, and I recovered it, right? I bought it from an antique shop up by the mountains. Well, I didn't. My parents. And the crystal, this amethyst, right? And I knew that this was these led to major activations me when I was a child, because there's different levels, right? And it's funny, I don't have much with me. I lost everything that I had from when I was a child, except literally these 2 items. So, there's something about that. Maybe some of you are going to be recovering some things, right? Or realizing that you've recovered some things in your path that have acted, that hold codes. Crystals hold codes and energy. Pathway's not blocked anymore. See, you block things within your mind. King of Swords. There's something with the white owl, with white familiars very much here in this innocence. I'm just having to freestyle now. I'm like all over the place. I'm just trying to see what they want to deliver in this, right? Maybe if only you take away from this is to go recover something from your childhood. For some of you, maybe something like you left for yourself in a previous life, right? Or something, you're recovering something. That's why you don't realize like that deja vu and the things like that. A lot of times you encounter the same, you go to the same areas. You're drawn to the same thing that your soul, because you don't realize it's like when you come back, you continue what your soul's wanting to experience, things like that. And you go find and connect with things. And things, have you ever like come in alignment with something too? It's like you've given it away or you sold it or whatever, and it finds its way back to you. I don't know, maybe it's a starseed thing, but either way, you're being guided to this. Like it's magnetic. Like I can't even tell you some of the adventures of these things where I love to give things away and go place things and help people. And it was these gnomes, right? As I was trying to find places, I was like going around places and they kept getting moved around and it was funny, so I gave it to my boyfriend. I was like, go drop these off somewhere. With like, I had a bag of clothes too. I was like, drop these off somewhere on your way to work. So he's going to work, and he goes and he drops them off somewhere in town. Literally within the hour, a sweet lady had came to my door, and she says, I know that you have children in here, and I thought that they would love to have these. And it was the gnomes. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, she brought the gnomes right back. Right? And I'm always like, what is it with it is not the first time that this happens, right? And it's like, you know, and then there's something about like the energetic imprint that you put on things, right? That's why sometimes like when you come in alignment with something and you're just like, this is mine. It's just like, you're like, I have to get this. Like nobody else can get this, can have this. You know, there's something like that. It's just a more secret to get. Like, if you don't understand this, don't worry about it. It may make sense to you at a different time. Or it's not for you. Hermit energy. Maybe you need to spend some time in isolation. Some things are going to get revealed to you.